Biot-Savart's law. Suppose I will consider a conductor of any shape. This is a conductor carrying a current I in it. So you studied in previous classes that when a conductor carries a current, it produces the magnetic field around that, right? We studied that there will be a magnetic field that will be produced. We know the nature of the magnetic field, that is circular, like this, almost circular kind. But do you know what is the strength, exact strength of the magnetic field somewhere here? And do you know how much exactly the strength of the magnetic field over here? Where it is more, whether it is magnetic field here more or here or this side, where? How much magnetic field is here, that can be found. That is, the strength of the magnetic field produced by this current carrying conductor is given by the law called as Biot-Savart's law. Okay, now let me continue. I want to calculate the magnetic field at a random point P. How much is the magnetic field? So I will consider only small portion of this conductor, that is dl, where dl is called as small length element. It is also carrying the current. The current comes from here and enters dl also. And what about only this portion of the conductor produces the magnetic field over here? How much magnetic field only this portion will produces? We will calculate that first. Okay. So let P be a point where I am finding the magnetic field, and the distance from the middle of this length element to the point P is R. Let theta be the angle between R and the direction of current. You see the direction of dl I can see. So the direction of dl is along the direction of current. Therefore, the theta you must take this side but not this side. This is not to be taken because the direction of current is in this direction. That is why. I can consider one more random point, that may be this side. So this is left side of the conductor, and the distance of this from the length element is maybe some r or r dash, you can consider it. But what is the direction of current or direction of magnetic field on the right side? Is it into the plane of the paper or outside? It is into the plane of the paper, because you know the rule, that is a right hand thumb rule, right? If you hold the conductor in the grip of your right hand, the curled finger coming like this, that is going inside. That is why it is cross. Okay, what about this side? This curled finger goes here and comes this side, right? It is coming like this. So it is coming out. Coming out means it should be dot on the left side of the conductor. So enters right and comes out from the left. Enters right, comes out from the left. The result is dot. So the strength of the magnetic field dB. dB is the small strength of the magnetic field, small magnetic field, because we considered only small portion of the conductor dl. Due to a small current element dl carrying a current I at a point P, at a distance of r from the element is directly proportional to. So these are the important statement now. It is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. So here, so the magnetic field at point P is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. Greater the current flows in it, the greater the magnetic field at point P, we can find it out. And that means if you keep some iron material here, iron material, they will attract towards the wire when the current is flowing in it. If less current flows in it, lightly it attracts, slowly it comes. But very large amount of current flows in it, then these iron particles immediately rushes towards the conductor. So that is the strength of the magnetic field, that depends on the current flowing through a conductor. Next, it is also directly proportional to the length element. The length element. So how much length is for the length element? And next one is, it is also directly proportional to sine of the angle between DL and R. So somewhere here if you take the point P, so now what about the angle? So the angle now it is from here to here, right? From here to here. Now the angle is reduced. And if you take the point somewhere here, now the angle is even reduced. Now almost zero. The angle is almost zero. If angle is zero, the magnetic field is also zero. Somewhere on the conductor itself, the magnetic field is zero. There is no magnetic field on the conductor due to this element. Or if you take the point somewhere here, instead of here, I will consider the point somewhere here. What is the angle? The angle is this much, almost 180 degree you can consider. Or on the wire itself you can consider 180 degree. So just on the wire 180 degree, again magnetic field is zero. This is a tip for some of the important competitive examination. So if the current carrying conductor is like this, the magnetic field exactly in front and back of the conductor is zero. The magnetic field is zero. Immediately you must know it. So magnetic field exactly in front of the conductor, behind the conductor is zero, because theta may be either 0 or it may be 180 degree. That is why. Okay, let us continue. So these are the three factors directly proportional, and it is inversely proportional. The magnetic field at point P is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, r square. So greater the r, lesser the magnetic field. So almost close towards it, the magnetic field is more. Magnetic field is more. If you take some point somewhere here at greater r, r is very greater, then the magnetic field here it will be less. So once again just have a look at it. So the magnetic field at point P is directly proportional to the amount of current passing through a conductor and directly proportional to the length of the current element, and it is also directly proportional to sine of the angle between DL and R, and it is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the point under consideration and the conductor. And this is 5-mark question. You have to draw the diagram and represent properly what is theta, where is theta, and where is DL, and where is point P. And the statement you must write, and this relations you must write. It is not completed yet, so we will continue. So you have to combine all these 4 equations, 4 relations. You must equate it, combine it. So you will get IDL sin theta. So dB is directly proportional to I dl sin theta and inversely proportional to r square. And if you remove this proportionality sign, you will get one constant. This constant is mu naught divided by 4 pi, where mu naught is called as permeability of free space. 0 indicates that permeability for free space. That means between the point P and the conductor there is a free space. Free space is air or vacuum. Now we can write the Biot-Savart's law in vector form. So including vector form, it is for 5 mark. So we can write dB vector is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi I dl cross r divided by r square. It should be r cap here. Or if you write it as vector r itself, so dB is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi I dl cross r vector only. It should be in the denominator r cube, because you must know any vector have magnitude as well as direction. So r cap is equal to what we can write. So this is r divided by magnitude of r. So you substitute in place of r cap, you substitute the value of this one. So what you are going to get, r divided by r, vector r divided by magnitude of r. So it becomes r cube in the denominator. And this is a vector form of Biot-Savart's law. The value of mu naught. The value of mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Or mu naught divided by 4 pi value is just 10 to the power minus 7. Tesla meter per ampere or Weber per meter per ampere. The direction of dB is same as that of the direction of dl cross r, which can be determined by right hand rule. No need of screw. Right hand screw rule and right hand rule both are same. So what to do here? You have to curl your finger from dl towards r. Then where the thumb points? The thumb points in the direction of B, that is dB. So we can apply it, the right hand rule. So here it is there. So from where to where you have to curl your finger? From vector form we got dl cross r, right? dl is in this direction and r is in this direction. So curl your finger from dl towards r. R is this side. Curl all your fingers towards this. Then where the thumb points? The thumb always points inside, right? The thumb points inside. That is why into the board or into the plane of the paper is shown here. Or this side also you can apply the same rule. You can curl your fingers from dl towards r. So this is r here, this side. So dl is in this direction and r is in this direction. So dl here and r this side. Curl your finger, all the fingers towards this side. So where the thumb points? The thumb always points upward. Okay, so this is the direction of magnetic field. Can be found by a right hand rule by dl cross r.